Good boy. Stay sitting. Stay seated. Today is November 28th, the feast day of St. James of Marches, which I spoke about briefly. And now let's talk about St. Catherine Laboure. We have a prominent school in our area, St. Catherine Laboure. She was the ninth of 11 children in a farm family. No, sit. Let me finish this. She felt called to religious life. She never learned to read or write. She was forced to run her house at age 8 when her mom died and her older sister had joined the Sisters of Charity. She was born in 1806 and died in 1876. She worked as a waitress for her uncle, and one day she entered a hospital run by the Sisters of Charity. She received a vision from St. Vincent de Paul, who told her God wanted her to work with the sick. So later she would, in fact, join that order. In 1830, she had another vision. She had a vision of Our Lady who would describe to her a medal she wanted struck. And that medal was described. This is how you can describe the medal. It had on one side the image of Our Lady and the words, quote, I quote, "O Mary, conceived without sin, pray for us who have recourse to thee," end quote. On the other side, the hearts of Jesus and Mary were rendered. Our Lady told Catherine that the wearer of the medal would receive great graces, and it became known as the miraculous medal. And it has worldwide devotion. Miracles are reported at St. Catherine Laboure's tomb as well. So today, St. Catherine Laboure, the feast day. Let's, I guess that's France, from France. So let's remember St. Catherine today. Let's remember all the lady saints. St. Agnes from last week, why is the saint from Hungary impossible for me? St. Catherine of Alexandria yesterday or the day before, St. Gertrude the Great, and who was from Hungary? There was a particular saint, not Catherine, I apologize to that saint. So let's continue to pray and ask the saints to give those good graces to all women, particularly who are in the voting booth and thinking and debating about being pro or against abortion. And let's help them make the right judgment to be against this scourge of our nation and of the world. And let's be the ones that start to help make an impetus to eradicate this most ridiculously savage concept that came about at some point in history. And let's ask these saints to pray for us and ask them to give good counsel and wisdom to all the women who are going to be mothers in taking care of their lives before marriage, respecting their themselves, and all the mothers who have children who are the primary caregivers. Let's face it, women. So you want your children to be brave, and you want them to be adventurous and bold. And you also want them to be kind and compassionate kind, compassionate, understanding. And so those are the things that you get from your mother: kind, compassionate, understanding. Generally speaking, mothers are tender. They're soft. And the husbands, the fathers, tend to be more jump out of the tree into my arms kind of thing. So each person has the husband and the wife, or the father and the mother, have their role. So let's ask these saints to counsel and give wisdom to all the mothers to help raise good Catholic children who will be good citizens for their countries and will make those right decisions in the voting booth and on the day-to-day basis. Let's face it, if we don't raise our children well, then the whole thing just goes, if we don't raise your children well, the whole thing will go to hell. And on that note, what else do I have to say?